Welcome to FRC Media News for Thursday, June 1st, 2017. I'm Keith Tebow. Tonight we provide details about a youth anti-violence summit in Fall River. We give details about a new higher education collaboration BCC is developing with Bridgewater State University, and take a peek at the recent opening of the community garden near downtown Fall River. But first, let's take a look at the news headlines of the week as we bring in again Will Richmond, the digital news editor at the Herald News from his lair in downtown Fall River. Will, welcome.
Thanks, Keith. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Let's start again with what appears to be a continuing story with Mayor Jazio Correa and any potential FBI and HUD investigation and around allegations potentially around his Snow Owl company, which he helped establish a few years ago. This week, Joe Good has a story in the Herald about the mayor's appointment of Hildegard Camara, who is the brother of Fall River City Councilor Joe Camara, to serve as the executive director of the Bristol County Training Consortium. And Joe Good's story, Will, talks about how Mr. Camara, Mr. Hildegard Camara, may have been one of the investors in Snow Owl, and maybe this could have been a quid pro quo, if you will, the mayor giving Mr. Camara a job for that investment. Fill us in on what you guys at the Herald know about this.
Sure. So through numerous sources who have some familiarity with the financials over there and with Mr. Camara, Joe Good learned that it's believed he's an investor in Snow Owl, and so he's since been Mayor Correa's appointee as the head of the Bristol County Training Consortium. Despite that, he hasn't worked in some 6 years, at least according to his resume. He's got some experience as a regional manager for retail outlets prior to that. So, just as we're continuing to follow up on the sort of investigative lid that was blown off at that FROED meeting, this is just the latest piece that we've seemed to uncover going forward, on this matter.
Yeah. Let me ask you, why does the mayor of Fall River have the authority to appoint the executive director of a Bristol County Training Consortium? And I would think that there'd be more input than just the mayor of Fall River being able to appoint this position.
Sure. Well, the mayor appoints. There is a board of directors that, doesn't exactly have powers to overrule, from my understanding. They do, kind of sign off on the appointment. The mayor of Fall River has. My understanding is it's a funded matter. Money comes in from the state because it's directed to Fall River. Fall River is put in the role as serving at the Fall River mayor is put in the role of appointing the director. So it's kind of a follow the money kind of trail situation, and that's why Fall River is given the power over this this director. I think there are other directors in the city. I believe off the top of my head, New Bedford has their own training consortium director as well. So, it's really it's a matter of how the funding is allocated from the state that gives the city this authority.
All right, and I know that the Herald will continue to follow this story and any impending FBI investigation. As we know, the FBI does not confirm nor deny that there is an investigation going on, and I know the Herald News has done a good job in following up with that. Let's move on now to other issues of local note. We had a story a while back, former City Councilor Mike Maioza working with State Representative Alan Sylvia in trying to pass legislation which would deem the month of June Seatbelt Safety Awareness Month. That bill is still making its way throughout the legislature, but Representative Sylvia was able to get the ear of Governor Charlie Baker, and this week the governor signed a proclamation deeming May, this past month, as Seatbelt Safety Awareness Month for 2017. A nice win for Representative Sylvia and also for former Councilor Maioza. Those of you who may remember, his granddaughter passed away in a car accident last year as she was on her way to the Durfee High School prom, killed because she was not wearing her seatbelt. and former Councilor Mayoza has made it his mission to get seatbelt safety awareness out throughout not only the Fall River community, but to the state as well. So a nice day for Mike Mayoza, his family, as well as the local delegation.
Yeah, so yesterday's sign-in ceremony certainly capped off a lot of hard work. You know, Mike Mayoza acquired thousands of signatures to help push this forward. You may recall initially they were looking to have June named
Sure.
for the month, but it turns out May may be a better month for this type of proclamation and an awareness month going forward. According to Representative Sylvia, there's a lot of grant money available for things such as seatbelt awareness, motor vehicle safety in the month of May. Some of it tied to things like the click it or ticket situation, which happens in May around the Memorial Day weekend. So that has to do with the shift forward to May from June, but still a great effort, great outcome, given the situation that happened just a year ago.
Yeah, and also especially that former Councilor Mayoza just started this effort, I believe around the first of the year, to get it on the legislative agenda as the new session started this year. Finally, as we look forward, some small information about the future of South Coast Rail. Michael Bonner from your sister publication, the Standard Times, reporting today that the State Secretary of Energy and Environmental Affairs has issued a certificate to allow the process to move forward on the potential Middleborough route to get South Coast Rail here on the South Coast, Fall River, and New Bedford. A small step forward, but a step forward, right, Will?
Yeah, so certainly this gets some of the environmental permitting started. Anyone who has followed the South Coast Rail saga for quarter century or so now knows that none of this goes quick. So it is a step forward. These are the kinds of things that have to be done before trains can even consider start rolling. So like you said, it's a small step, but it is a step forward.
All right. Okay, Will, what's happening at the Herald over the next few days?
Sure, we'll be on your campus this weekend to cover the BCC graduation, as well as high school graduations in our area are really kicking off this weekend as well. So, we'll be sending a lot of graduates out into the world in the pages of the Herald News these next couple days. That's
always a fun time for the paper, and us here at FRCmedia when we cover BCC commencement. It's always good to see the completion of the degrees, and it's a happy day for families and students, and we wish them all the best of luck. And we wish you the best of luck, Will, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, have a good weekend, Keith.
Thanks. We'll have more FRCmedia news right after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Fall River Career Center. Accounts Receivable Associate. Raw Seafoods, located at 481 Current Road, is in need of a full-time accounts receivable associate responsible for maintaining financial records, collections, customer service, analysis, and reconciliation of all receivables. Job number 9034798. Speech Language Pathologist. Gentiva Health Services, located at 275 Martine Street, is seeking a full-time speech-language pathologist to evaluate, direct, and provide speech-language pathology service to patients in the home or facility. Job number 9039798. Sales and Service Associate. Starwood Customer Contact Center, located at 1630 President Avenue, is looking for a full-time sales and service associate to process all reservation requests, changes, and cancellations received by phone, fax, or mail. Must have excellent communication and computer skills. Job number 9034721. Citizens for Citizens Incorporated, Head Start, located at 302 Quikasham Street, is looking to fulfill the following positions. Teacher Assistant, job number 9010591. Family Engagement Specialist, job number 9010590. Preschool Teacher, job number 9010610. Itinerant Resource Teacher Coach, job number 9010640. For more information on these or other positions, visit FRCmedianews.org or call the Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. The 10th annual Piece by Piece Anti-Violence Youth Summit was held in Fall River recently at the Boys and Girls Club. Sponsored by the United Neighbors of Fall River Community Connections Coalition, the idea is to bring youth between 14 and 23 years old in one place to teach them how to play a better role and help to end youth violence. Coalition Executive Director Wendy Garf-Lipp explains what entices young people to participate in the annual event.
Well, I think that what they like about Piece by Piece is that each year we bring in a nationally known group to facilitate and help them work through some of the issues that they have identified for us as issues that they'd like to talk about. One of the things we learned last year from Piece by Piece is that youth felt they need better communication skills. They didn't know how to talk to people with whom they disagreed. So this year we're delighted to have the Bit Players from Newport, Rhode Island. They are an improv group, and one of their specialties is to help people learn to communicate and help people feel empowered through improvisational activities and games.
FRC Media News asked Garf-Lipp what she expects the participants will learn in terms of life skills.
We hope that after Piece by Piece today, they'll have a better understanding of how to communicate with someone, especially somebody that they might not agree with. We want them to understand the whole concept of communication, which includes eye contact, being a good listener, understanding that sometimes the conversation moves in a different direction. In improv, they call that yield. We all learned that last night at the staff training. So we also hope that kids will learn that sometimes by playing together, even through these improv games, even if they come from diverse backgrounds, diverse ideas, diverse schools, that they can get along and they can connect.
In an effort to give students additional higher education options after they graduate from Bristol Community College, the BCC administration is working in conjunction with Bridgewater State University to establish a new transfer agreement. According to BCC President Dr. John Sprague, the proposed agreement between the two higher educational institutions means that BCC students who complete their two-year degrees with the appropriate amount of credits and sufficient grade point averages will automatically be accepted to Bridgewater State with some guidance.
A couple of aspects of this program is that Bridgewater State University advisors will be here throughout our Bristol Community College locations to advise our Bristol students exactly where they are and what programs what pathways they're on. And similarly, our students will receive an ID from Bridgewater State University as well as Bristol Community College, and they'd be able to go to football games at a reduced rate, and just be a part of the culture and the campus life at Bridgewater.
Dr. Sprague stresses, however, that not all students will automatically be enrolled in the program of their choice.
This has to be worked out ahead of time about the particular programs, but not every academic program can guarantee admission, such as our nursing program. You can't guarantee things like that. So where we can, we're going to work on it. And the very important point to emphasize is that this is dual admission, not dual enrollment, so that students are in Bridgewater State University as well as Bristol Community College. And that's very important. There's no such thing as, well, after you graduate, we'll look and see and decide if we're going to accept those credits or not and put you in this program or not. Students will know from day one at Bristol Community College where they're going and how they can complete their baccalaureate at Bridgewater State University.
The details of the agreement are still being worked out and could be finalized as early as this summer. We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
So this is Dino. He's a 9-year-old German Shepherd. He's kind of rare because he's all white, which is pretty rare with their breed. He's been here since the beginning of May. He's an older dog, but he's still got a lot of energy and a lot of strength in him. And we suggest to put him with kids if you have any a little bit older, like 10 years old, just because of his age and his size. But overall, he's a really good dog. If you'd like to come see him, we're at Forever Paws, 300 Linwood Street, Fall River, Mass. And we're open every day but Wednesday, 11 to 4.
Welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. I'd like you to meet Thaddeus. Thaddeus looks a lot like Razzle. You may have met him on another show. They are actually brothers. Thaddeus weighs about 5 pounds less than Razzle does. He's about 6.5 years old. He's Maine Coon mix, and he's stoic, but he's also very lovable. He loves attention. He seeks it out. He's not big on playing with other cats. Even though he's 6.5 years, he's still got a lot of life and spunk left to him and wants to be loved by someone. So come and see him at Forever Paws. We're open from 11 to 4 every day but Wednesday.
The Diocese of Fall River continues its annual Catholic Charities Appeal fundraising drive, which will end on June 30th. The money raised will be used to fund the social service programs the diocese provides to those in need. Director of Development Jim Campbell explains the history behind the annual drive.
One of the great things about the Fall River Diocese is that we have a 76-year history of this charitable support. It really began during World War II as a way to help communities, the local communities, deal with the loss of people going off to war and the change of industry. So it's really evolved since 1942 from sort of an effort to help the community because of the war to now trying to deal with systemic issues around poverty or other needs within the community. It's something that the diocese is very rightly proud to have as a tradition.
'Tis the season to reap the benefits of a community public garden on North 7th Street near downtown. Natalie Mello, president of the Bank Street Neighborhood Association, says this is the second year of vegetable growing on the plot. She gives praise to the volunteers and community leaders, such as State Representatives Carol Fiola and Alan Sylvia, for doing their part to make the garden fruitful. She also says the garden serves as an educational focus for preschool children.
We had Citizen for Citizen, the pre-K class, come down. They had a picnic. We had pizza from Domino's Pizza. Seth donated. He's a kind man. They planted their plants that they planted in school. They did caterpillars. There's another name for it. They fed them, and when they were small, they fed them, and then they grew, and they did Hungry Hungry Caterpillar reading with the teachers. They came here, they released the butterflies. It was a beautiful event on Tuesday. The kids had a great time.
If you'd like to volunteer to tend the public garden, contact Natalie Mello via the Bank Street Neighborhood Association. That's all for FRC Media News this week. One programming reminder, be sure to tune in to FRC TV this Saturday morning at 11 a.m. as we provide live coverage of the 2017 Bristol Community College commencement exercises. It'll be the final commencement for President Dr. John Sprague, and among the honored guests will be Governor Charlie Baker. Along with seeing the event on FRC TV, you can also watch our stream on our website, frmedia.org. You can watch FRC Media News Thursday and Fridays at 6 p.m. and on our website 24/7, frcmedianews.org. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great week. We'll see you next Thursday.